The diversity of rhinoceros we know today is just a tiny fading echo of a glorious, unfathomably bizarre dynasty. Today, these majestic and heavy-built herbivores are restricted to the warm corners of Africa and Asia. But looking through the corridors of deep time, we will find a planet once ruled by an explosion of shapes, defying modern imagination. The lineage that now looks so uniform once experiment with forms mimicking hippos, tapirs, and even horses and towering, long-necked giants. The story begins in the shadowed, humid ecosystems of the late Eocene and Oligocene in Asia, home to Hyracodon. Picture a heavy, semi-aquatic creature, reminiscent of a modern tapir, yet belonging to the extinct aminodontid family. With its skull architecture hinting at a fleshy, prehensile proboscis, Hyracodon swam through rivers, demonstrating that the rhino lineage was already willing to abandon the dry earth for a life in the water. Yet evolution paints on a vast canvas, often using the same brushstrokes in entirely different animals. In a stunning display of convergent evolution, North America during the Oligocene echoed with the pounding hooves of Hyracodon. Stripped of the bulk we associate with rhinos today, this slender, long-legged runner looked astonishingly like a small, agile horse. Instead of browsing slowly in the shadows, Hyracodon sprinted across open landscapes, proving that the wider rhino superfamily, Rhinocerotoidea, could master speed just as well as any equid. Back in the water, however, another aminodontid was pushing aquatic adaptation to its absolute limit, Metamynodon. Spanning the Eocene and Oligocene, this massive beast was built like a heavyweight tank, with a barrel-shaped body and eyes and nostrils positioned high on its skull. Much like a modern hippopotamus, Metamynodon ruled the sluggish rivers and expansive wetlands, wallowing and defending its turf long before true hippos ever evolved to take on that exact ecological niche. And what happens when you scale up this evolutionary experimentation to the absolute limits of biology? You get Paraceratherium. Roaming Oligocene Asia, this distant cousin of modern rhinos stands crowned as the largest land mammal ever to walk the earth. Towering on pillar-like legs with a long, muscular neck stretching upward to browse the forest canopy, this hornless colossus makes even an elephant look modest. It wasn't just heavy, it was the tallest terrestrial mammal in Earth's history, a living skyscraper of flesh and bone. As the Cenozoic progressed into the Miocene and Pliocene, the stage welcomed even stranger dental innovations, such as Chelotherium. Spanning across Eurasia and Africa, this hornless rhino discarded the nasal ornamentation we expect from its modern relatives. Instead, it sported a bizarre facial armature, enlarged, downturned lower incisors, projecting from its mouth like formidable tusks. Further north, the steppes of Eurasia held one of the most iconic beasts of the Ice Age, Elasmotherium, famously dubbed the Siberian unicorn. Surviving well into the middle to late Pleistocene, this thick-furred behemoth belonged to the Elasmotherinae, a deeply divergent subfamily that split from other rhinos very early in their history. While popular culture once imagined a towering, unicorn-like dagger protruding from its snout, modern paleontological consensus paints another, but not less intimidating, picture. Its massive frontal horn likely sat atop a thick, dome-like bony boss on the skull, serving as a powerful battering ram in fierce clashes between rivals. Finally, crossing the ocean to Miocene and Pliocene North America, we could encounter Teleoceras, A true rhinoceros. It took the barrel body concept to a comical extreme, with legs so short and a belly so distended that it practically scraped the ground. Teleoceras looked less like a swift runner and more like an aquatic sausage with a tiny horn. Yet, this body plan was a masterclass in ecological efficiency, allowing it to wallow, feed, and thrive in riverine ecosystems with the exact habits of a hippopotamus. This shows another time how many times rhinos independently evolved hippo-like adaptations for living in the large prehistoric swamps. Looking back at this parade of ancient wonders, we realize that the diversity of modern rhinos is merely the last surviving branch of a magnificent, wildly diverse family that once conquered rivers, outran horses, rivaled giraffes in height, and sported tusks instead of horns. By unlocking the secrets locked within fossils, we catch a breathtaking glimpse of a past where the world was far stranger and fascinating than we could ever have imagined.